Hello everybody and welcome to Yo Pops, a podcast with me, Shean Williams, and more importantly, the star of the show, the centerpiece of the table, the cornerstone.
Keep going.
The eighth wonder of Cambridge. My dad.
Indeed. Hi everyone.
How are you going to sit there and say keep going? Why do you want me to pour these plaudits on you?
Yes, because it's your right to do that.
It's my rights to tell the world how.
Yes, how brilliant I
You're
am.
way too comfortable with this stuff. Way too comfortable with this stuff. How are you, Dad?
I'm good.
This feels good, no?
Yeah, it is nice. It is very, very good.
Are you? No, Dad, you do whatever you want to do. You want to make a little. Have a little tap. You knock
I was
yourself
not
out.
making any noise like that. Exaggeration.
Yeah, but
again.
Firstly, it's nice for us to be back.
Yes, I'm very, very happy. I think a lot of people have been missing it actually.
They've been missing you.
Yeah, you too.
You.
All right.
I'm also like, you know in those old school Disney programs, like the films, where you have like the main cast and then you have like the narrator. Now you need the narrator's voice because it's comfortable, right? Because you trust that he's telling the story. But I'm not like, you know, like in Robin Hood, you got the stork, right? And he sits and he plays the guitar, and he's necessary because you need him to sing Robin Hood and Little John walking through the forest. But he's not Robin Hood or Little John.
No.
So
yeah, I also I remember the snake as well.
are you calling me a snake?
No, I'm not.
That's
No.
Go on, tell me what you remember about Hiss.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very trickified.
He was trickified.
Yes.
He's trying to say that I'm trickified. Whatever.
I'm not saying anything.
Listen, let's move on and keep the spirit of peace and
Indeed.
unity exactly where it needs to be. So last time, we took a little break because you had to do a little bit of traveling.
Yeah.
How was traveling?
Traveling was good. It was in the Philippines.
Yes, it was.
A few nervous moments with all the volcanoes getting pretty active.
That's like the second time you nearly got stuck there.
That's right, yeah.
But you managed to.
also. Yes,
And you took a new missionary over there with you
that's
as well?
right, I did, and he really enjoyed
Yeah.
the first time going to the Philippines, and I must give credit to the Filipinos. They really made him feel absolutely welcome.
But they are a really genuine people there.
Yeah, they do.
Like, if they love you for
Simple.
real. And their hospitality is always... Sorry, I thought I heard a phone dialing. That don't
No, not mine.
Don't worry about it. Just, they're amazing with their hospitality, and also in the flip side, Elder David's job is very intense, and because he works at like the sharp end,
That's right.
a lot kind of runs through him. So for him to be able to kind of obviously, you know, his spiritual vocational calling.
Yeah, it was good, and he really, I make sure that there's some quality time for him to relax and do a bit of visit to sites and different stuff like that. And as I said, the people really, really make him feel welcome. I think he just kept laughing all day.
Okay.
Yeah, they were good.
Actually, question, how did you find it on the basis of, because usually when you travel in that kind of space, you'll have a couple of facilitators or assistants that may do little bits and pieces for you, but did you find that it was easier to delegate the workload? Did you kind of maybe find yourself a little bit like, like I'm not used to maybe having kind of extra arms and limbs to do stuff?
No, that was really good. Having them, because obviously I was able to break up the time when I'm actually preaching or teaching.
Yeah.
Because they were there and they played their part. So both Elder and Michael were able to share the workload, as it were, and the people love it.
Do you think it'll become a bit of a blueprint of how you handle things in the future?
I think I would love that. I would love very much to have others going with me. And as I get younger every day, it will be really good to have some olders
Go over there and go do stuff. You think you're funny, don't you? I see.
Yes.
I see you coming.
But it would be a good thing to do that.
Yeah, I think it will be helpful. I think it will be very helpful. How are you dealing with the weather change and finally the season? I mean, Dad, 1 week is winter, the next week is autumn, the week after that we get 2 weeks of summer. I don't know how to regulate it.
No, it's most challenging, but I love the sun, I must say.
No, me too.
I love when it's shining.
And we live in a beautiful city that when the sun shines on Cambridge, oh my gosh,
yeah,
Dad,
it is marvelous, great.
my walks in the morning are just
it's true.
They're different.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the weather has been a bit though weird to navigate.
Yeah, it's happening everywhere. It is a global problem.
Yeah, you know
what I mean? It really is, and wherever you go, you're hearing the same kind of complaint about it.
Yeah.
But it's not catching us unaware. We know that there's going to be all kind of climatic changes that are going to take place all over the world.
True. In fact, I've got something really interesting to talk to you about. So 2 weeks ago, I was in London doing a show for Craig because it was the 25th. Mm-hmm. Happy 25th anniversary of Born to Do It. If you haven't got it, go get that album. It's a great album. And we had 2 big shows in London, and they're the only shows we're doing to date right now in London. And as you know, I've just completed my level 2 in counselling.
Oh wow, congratulations.
You knew this. I told you this.
It's for today. Congratulations for today. Yesterday's congratulations was for yesterday.
You know, well got out. You should have been a lawyer. As you know, I've completed my level 2. Mm. And Dad, can I be completely honest? Mm-hmm. I went into the okay. Firstly, you're called to do what you do, but as a leader in ministry, you're very good at what you do because you spent your 10,000 hours perfecting and becoming an expert in what you do. Mm. Dad, I started in music and entertainment very young.
Yes, you did.
I have my 10,000 hours. Mm-hmm. So Dad, there is a place where I can get to where I can almost be on autopilot, right? And get the job done without expounding like serious amounts of energy. Yeah. Apart from, I had an equation that popped up that Dad, I was not counting on. Mm-hmm. Dad, I loved it.
What the equation?
No, I loved the whole process of it. Dad, I loved rehearsal, right? And we had to work.
Yes.
But like, I loved rehearsal. I loved listening to little lines that people would play for no reason at all. I loved being around the crew. I liked talking to the tour manager.
Okay.
Dad, I loved the shows. Like, and obviously there were little bits and pieces that where you sit and you go, okay, cool. I wish if I had, I would have liked to have done more with this, or I would have wanted to put more into that. But the cut and thrust of you can either do this or you can't do this.
Yeah, I must say I was quite impressed with a little snap that I saw. You'll
never come into another show ever again.
I know I didn't come.
You'll never come into another show ever again.
Huh?
I got you tickets to the O2, and what did you do?
I can't remember that.
Yeah, exactly. Let me tell you what you did.
No. Let me finish. Say about what I saw, because I know the naughtiness of your heart.
Go on then, because I'm coming.
Want to trick me out of saying what I saw.
No, I'm not going to trick you out.
I thought you were very good. I must say, the performance in between. I'm not sure what was going on, but they allow you to.
Do you want to know the real truth?
Yes, go ahead.
Craig needs to go to the toilet.
Okay.
So we can't sit there and go, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, at this moment in time, we're going to have a lavatory break. So
I have to write to them about that. They can't have my son just...
Of course they can. But can I be honest with you though? Like, I have to give Kwame lots of credit, right? Because I'm at breakfast and I'm enjoying my breakfast. I'm there, Kwame's there, Laura's there, and then and Marshall's there as well. And where was Marshall? Somewhere. So we're sitting there eating breakfast. Kwame's like, so guys, I've heard that guys before, Dad, right? And I refuse. I refuse to look up, Dad. I'm like, no, I'm eating my croissant. He's like, so we need to build a little something because we need, and it was a very specific amount of time. Mm-hmm. We need some space so that Craig can exit for a second. And then the audience can, we can keep the show going and they not. Yeah. And to be fair, Dad, it's for 2 hours and he's on. He's on like every second of every minute. Right. So to 2 minutes, because the time it amounted to is 3 minutes. To have that moment, kind of just to go use the bathroom and do whatever. And so there was an idea and a concept that Craig and Kwame had been speaking about building kind of this framework for this little section. But like, and this is why I love Kwame as my MT dad. I looked up at Kwame and I went, nope, absolutely not doing it. No. And he was like, Sean, I haven't got time for this right now. I said, you haven't got time for this. I said, I haven't got time for this. I said, Kwame, I'm enjoying breakfast. I'm having breakfast with you and everybody so that we can just have sweet communion. Right. That's it. This doesn't involve work. Work doesn't start till 4 p.m. Right. But we got the bit together. And it was amazing. And I think what you saw was, like, I've been in the band for just under 10 years now. And I would say, other than Smiley, who came, I think, a year after me, we've all been together with this version of his band, because obviously Craig's been doing it for much longer. Kwame's been with him since the beginning. Marshall did the second album, joined in 2010. Marcus, 2013. Laura, I think 2 years before me. So this version of the band has been together for like 10 years. And it's the non-verbal communication you have on stage, Dad.
Yes.
Right? The things that you do that you don't need to talk about, but you see, and it's just, and I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did, Dad. Because obviously, the last time we did a band show together was over a year ago. And in that time, like, we've been doing the Bible study, we've been doing the podcast, I'm trying to become a counsellor, I've been teaching now at Pat's Global. So in terms of my performing space, yes, I do private situations and stuff. But in that sense, I think I'd kind of I'd brought the curtain down on it a little bit in my head.
You did, well, in reality.
And then Dad, those 5 days, something in my heart, my spirit just went, I was like, oh, I like this. Honestly, Dad. And I actually wanted to maybe touch upon that also on a couple of other things. For people that potentially are either transitioning out of a certain season and what they can do in that, transitioning into a certain season, but also for those that maybe find themselves kind of just moving in new spaces, and maybe they're wondering if moving into next means closing the door on what was, and potentially if moving into next means leaving the door open, so that, especially if you're multi-skilled and multifaceted, you are, what's the word I'm looking for? You're bringing all your skills through. Because for me, Dad, I'll be honest with you, like, if you'd said to me up until that point, like, you know, what are you looking to do? Where's your mind? Dad, I wouldn't have necessarily overly involved music in that conversation. And then I found myself obviously on the stage and in that space, and obviously I'm with people that I love very much. I trust implicitly on that stage. And it's also something that it's a service that I feel honoured and humbled to be able to give. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so, like, how would you advise people that, like I was saying, that are either transitioning into something new or transitioning out of something they've always done, or wondering if it is time to maybe leave one thing and move into something else?
I think it largely depends on gifts and talents or purpose. Because if it is something that you learn, then you may feel that, yes, it goes for a period of time and then you want to move on because it's not really your core gift. Yeah. But what is your core gift? You never want to move away from it. You may change how you perform or how you do it, but you're going to stay with it because that's what is in your core. And so what you're good at is what you're always going to be best at. You know,
I like that.
Yeah.
What you're good at is what you're always going to be best at.
Is it, I mean? So because it's core, then you're going to enjoy it. Because really and truly, you're not only doing it from your physical ability, but you're doing it from your both mental and spiritual. And so transitioning, as I said, largely depends on what it is and how, whether you're going to enjoy it or it's going to work for you. You, as you said, 10 years and you're just seasoning into singing and performing. And I can see from the reaction of, say, the crowd, you can tell there's a whole lot more to give. And people were very receptive to
the performance and stuff.
Indeed. And I think if anyone were to ask me, which of course nobody is, but if they were, I would say that it's really time for you to step onto that stage and do your thing.
There's new stuff to be done, definitely. I think something that's good to maybe look at, Dad. Why do you think people sometimes find themselves relenting when they should be pursuing?
I think it's again depending on what they feel they've got confidence in.
Okay.
You see, although you may be gifted with something, but you may not feel you got the confidence in executing it on the level that you should. And I've seen this a great deal in places like the Philippines and Africa and the Caribbean. Fantastic singers, but you will not get them to go into a studio and put anything down. They just don't feel that because it is naturally gifted to them, it's of any value. And unlike if they had gone to a music school or something of that nature, they would feel, yes, somebody has certified me as a singer, and therefore they have the confidence to go and do that.
Do you think that's the B-side to any gift that you get? That I'd like to think that when I'm even with my students, the ones that are naturally gifted, the thing that I usually focus more on is the work ethic. Because that's the only thing, like the gift is, it's having the base ingredients, right, Dad? But the work ethic is how much you put it in the oven and you prime it and you make sure it's ready to go. So I think, because it's something that I've said to you before, is that your natural ability to activate a person isn't natural, right? Because most people don't get past sensory level, yet alone to get into the emotional well, then to move past the emotional well and get to the spiritual core, right? Which is where real activation happens. So do you think that it's a case where sometimes when you're that gifted, the focus shouldn't be on what you do well, but rather the maintenance of what you do, the routine of that builds what you do, that makes it that thing, Dad?
It requires both. But in any given situation, you're going to have one somehow taking the lead. But in principle, what you're good at, should really, yes, it runs along, and you work at what you're not naturally good at. So if your work ethics and all of that is what you're not naturally good at, then that is where a lot of emphasis should be placed. Because when you bring the two together, then you're going to have an explosion, which is what you want. And so if you focus on what you're really good at, then you're still going to have a problem, because the other aspect to that is not going to meet up to expectation and standard. And so I would say that a lot of people need to have a balance in both how they work on things as well as what they're naturally good at.
How would you say, what would you suggest would be the best way to develop that balance?
Again, they can do so by interacting or taking on board somebody whose proclivity is to train and teach someone. A lot of people, of course, sometimes don't get engaged with that as they should, because anyone with that kind of skills, the cost, the charges, a certain amount, and a person may feel, I haven't got the resources to employ, for example, like a trainer. I mean, a lot of people would like to look a certain way, But you know that if you're going to get a personal trainer, you got to pay them to do the job that they need to do. Or if you have to go to the gym, you got to know that, okay, you got that money rolling in every month. So those are some of the things that can be a deterrent to a person achieving their goals.
I think also that it's also about finding a way to insulate yourself with better, right? So that might be, and especially with the amount of time that people spend on their phones and scrolling, there will be people in better positions than you, people with more experience than you have. And because of the way that the internet and the world is set up, there is so much information now, Dad, right, that is easily accessible. So even if you're in a place where you couldn't potentially afford a trainer or a top level coach in that area, there are things that obviously you can still do to insulate yourself so that whatever you feed into where that's concerned, it's better than the base rate of what you know. Yeah. Because then the minute and it's also why I enjoy working with the guys so much, because they're multi-instrumentalists. They're musical readers as well as hearers. They live in different spaces, so they work in the same area, like in the same space as me, but in different areas that I don't know about. So there are things where I'm consistently learning. Does that make sense, Dad?
Yes.
And I think that sometimes when you refuse to insulate yourself or attach yourself to better than where you are, you almost stop your ceiling of learning, because if you're the most intelligent person in the room, then what are you really going to learn? Does that make sense? Yep. And so, I think that's some amazing information.
But as you mentioned about the internet, this one of the good thing about the internet is that you can scale up.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? To whatever level you feel you need to. It's like a bottomless pit, really. Yeah. You can, you get to a certain level and you want to go deeper. You can, really beyond where you ever think you can be. And that is why even the inventors, has found that they have invented something that seems superior to them. You know what I mean? Because what they have created that this thing can do, humanly possible, they can't even do it. You know what I mean?
On their abilities.
Yeah, it's something. So it really is an amazing thing. So it benefits those, the masses, who need information without the vast expense, layout that they have to do. And so it all depends on how much people take it on board. And it's one of the area that people are really trying to encourage everyone to learn as much as they can while they can. Yeah. Because things are moving so fast.
True.
That if you don't catch it now, you may be playing catch up all your life.
Now, in conjunction to things moving fast, and to also do a 180 on this conversation, did you hear about this attempt on the President of the United States' person?
Yes.
Now, let me just lay the table and then you can go wild, Dad. You want to use chopsticks, you can use chopsticks. You want to use a knife and fork, yes. You can use a knife and fork. You want to use your hands? You can use your hands.
Right.
Now, Dad, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you're a bit of a fool. Fool me 3 times.
Right, yes.
You're a new fool.
Yes.
Dad, now, listen, and I need to make this very clear, because here at Yo Pops, we are a non-political leaning entity. We merely commentate on the world, people. Yes. Our services are not for sale. We do not endorse anything or anyone, because we refuse to come down. We sit on the mountaintop looking at, surveying.
Yes.
Everything. We do not get involved. So what we're going to do is present information.
Right.
And that's all we're going to do. We're going to present information that's been presented to the world on a mass basis. Now, Dad, Allow me to present you some information. President Trump, right? He's already, okay, in quote, based on what the information they've given us, he's already been shot at, Dad, right? There's already been an attempt. The bullet, remember, it grazed his ear.
Yes.
Okay? That's what they told us.
That's right.
Okay. So they told us it grazed his ear, and we saw the pictures live. Oh my gosh, President Trump has been shot. Oh my gosh. I was like, okay. The second thing, you have the very disturbing and tragic passing of that young man, Charlie Kirk, and he, at that point, he's attached to the government in a massive way.
Yes.
There are some people that are saying that you're looking at one of the future leaders of America and the free world. He was endorsed, I think I'm right by saying, by President Trump and the administration. They liked him a lot. Yes. And you have a young man, Dad, that manages to find his way up onto a roof of a building and to end this man's life in front of the whole world.
That's right.
Okay? And then you get this dinner, right? Where, firstly, Dad, the President of the United States being anywhere is enough for you to shut the whole place down.
Right.
Now let me give this context. We live in a beautiful, leafy city, this quite well-to-do, called Cambridge, right? About 250 meters that way is a very famous road here we have called Mill Road.
Right.
Dad, some of our Muslim brethren, they bought some land.
Yes.
And they built, if you look at the architecture, a beautiful edifice.
Indeed, yes.
When they wanted to dedicate the edifice, they called the president of Turkey, President Erdogan.
Yeah.
Right? Not London, Cambridge.
Yeah.
When President Erdogan touched down in the city, Dad, you couldn't get up and down this road here, Dad. Right? No. This is not the leader of the free world. This is President Erdogan that's come to England. He's not in London, he's in Cambridge. They shut down the whole, pretty much the city, Dad. You couldn't really move centrally. I did the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Dad, when I got out of the station at Green Park, you couldn't move without being checked by someone. Dad, I am hundreds and thousands of yards away from the palace, right? And even when I get to the front of the palace, to get to where the Queen is, which is, you've got to go through some like buildings, right? Dad, where we were stationed, like performers and entertainers, we were like, some were on the grounds of the palace, but most of us were just on the outside. Dad, there was no freedom of movement.
Right.
And Her Majesty wasn't even there. She was down in Sandringham, chilling out, right? This was for the corgis, Dad, right? So when I hear that they're having a dinner, Trump is there, the whole cabinet is there.
Right.
And this was the best bit. There was another government event happening at that same hotel, Dad. And that hotel's famous because there was an assassination attempt on a previous American president there years ago. And this one particular reporter who says that basically his office is overlooking the White House. He said when this previous official dinner was happening, there was 15 protesters outside. He said, I think the road is called Connecticut Avenue. Now he said that this is the main road or the main thoroughfare that connects the Maryland suburbs to everybody coming in that wants to get to downtown Washington to see the White House. Dad, the man said they shut down the whole road for 15 protesters. Now, I work in TV and entertainment, Dad.
Right.
I understand the value of production. When you want to message somebody.
Yes.
If you want to create context. And everybody, whether you want to admit it or not, America's president is, in terms of an entertainment and media production, conceptually, that he's genius. Yeah. This is a person who's been involved in, wrestling, WWE. He's been in WWE pay-per-view, Dad.
Okay.
Right? So the man understands, how you sell a show. Yes. The Apprentice.
Absolutely, yeah.
Dad, I can't believe that the security would be that lax for a president in the middle of a war who's already had an assassination attempt against him, in quote, has watched somebody who the party want to push as another potential leader of the free world has been expired. And then you give these people, and the word on the street is that the you could get into the building, the metal detectors were only if you wanted access to the ballroom,
right,
to where they were all having dinner. Dad, make it make sense, please.
Okay. Now, I think for me, the first
without
stake...
sending us to jail.
No.
Okay, cool, thanks.
I think
getting us struck off.
I think we have done well.
Oh, we have done very well. Yeah, you're right.
I think that the immediate take from it, for you to make an attempt in somebody's life, you have to be where they are. That is the first thing about it. And the brother did not get into the ballroom. So whether or not, let me call it the props, didn't go quite to plan. Because at least they should have allowed him, even if they take him down, they could have at least dragged him into the ballroom to say that he was in the ballroom.
It's the big da-da-da-da moment. You caught him in it. Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't see that.
So that for me was kind of bizarre. Okay, secondly, given the fact that you're dealing with presumably an attempt, or potentially an attempt, because it didn't happen. But potentially could happen.
So you're calling it a potential attempt?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what.
That might be the name of this podcast. Potential attempts. No, I love it. You potentially attempted.
Yes. You know what I mean?
That's brilliant.
Right. And
potential of attempt.
Yes. And normally, if anybody with that amount of ammunition, they wouldn't have time to tell the story. They would have been dead. It is an automatic response from security. Yeah. That somebody like that with that,
do that is,
they're dead. Then you ask questions.
Questions, deal with the issue. Then,
Right. Then the other thing that I thought was most fascinating, and this is from my observation, yes, you would normally save the president first.
He was the last one to get wheeled out. Dad, when I look and I'm seeing the president hunched, and the other thing is, I'm like, Dad, you see that table? It's cloth over that table, you know? So if you shoot through that cloth, you think the cloth's going to stop?
But you know what I find most incredible?
Brilliant.
Most incredible is there are a number of scenes that I find incredible. Number one, the president had to take second place to the vice president. So they bungled the vice president out first.
Didn't they get Rubio out first?
No, Vance.
No, but you sure it wasn't Rubio they got out first?
No, the president, the vice president.
Oh my God.
So this was for me bizarre. So here you're rushing the vice president out, and the president is sitting there,
like
looking around, thinking, "What's going on?" You know what I mean? And then they got the others out, and last of all,
they come back for him. They come out.
We forgot something. You know what I mean? We've forgotten something. So they come and get him out. So when you look at that and you sort of
smells like production, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It does. I must admit, no matter how you want to frame it.
What would you say? Is it Bollywood, Nollywood, or Hollywood? What level do you think they executed at?
I think they haven't yet discovered a production, because Bollywood, good. Nollywood getting good. They got a few Dutch production, but they're getting good, much better. But this was...
You see, it's in a league of its own.
This is incredible. For a place where...
The way you said, this is incredible.
No, because, America is the place where you make films. You know what I mean? Films that will make you sit down and cry your eyes out. You know what I'm saying?
Dad, do you know what the scary thing about this is? Is that we're getting to a stage where nobody's going to believe anything.
That is it. That is it.
That and that to me it's scary for a couple of reasons, because it's at that point that everything usually descends into chaos. And I can't believe that the civil servants that they have in place on the other side of the Atlantic are, how do I put this? I can't believe that they're that absent-minded to sit there and say, listen, if we don't get a grip on this, right, this is going to descend into something that we can't control. Unless that's also part of a framework, shall we call it, that is not necessarily visually apparent to us, Dad. Because I think most of us sit at home at night and watch the news, and we can't believe the things that we're hearing.
Yes.
Right? For example, and I'll be very interested to hear what you think about this. I have, Dad, I'm watching Keir Starmer, right? And have you ever seen a Western? Dad, you know when they're like, you know when you ain't got no guns, and then they're like, right, I'm gonna make you dance for me. Dad, Kemi Badenoch, right? And the Liberal Dem and those backbenchers, Dad, they are shooting at his feet, and Dad, he's doing his best Fred Astaire impression. Now, Dad, I've got to give you this, right? Okay. I think he knew about Mandelson, Dad.
Yeah.
I think they all knew about Mandelson.
Of course.
He's had that horrific... You know what his nickname is? The Prince of Darkness.
Yes.
Right? Now, anybody... Dad, that man needs some hands and oil and hands. And Dad, I believe, right? I believe Keir Starmer knew.
Great.
Right? But there is a little... And I've got a caveat for the Prime Minister for this, okay? I believe he knew. I believe he's... Dad, Keir Starmer's a cautious guy. He's not a guy that's like, right, all my chips on red, let's blow, it's 5 million, let's spin it, let's see. He's not that guy, Dad. Which means he was given assurances that, Keir, there is a 1.75% chance that this goes wrong and it gets back to you, right? And he weighed up those odds, Dad, and he said to me, he was just like, Trump is impossible to work with. I'm not in favour with him. I don't like to do the things that he likes to do.
Right.
I don't know the people that he knows.
Right.
We need a shrewd operator on that side of the Atlantic that can play to the president, but also work our agenda on this end, okay? And Dad, I think at that time, he may not have had access to certain of the Epstein files.
Right.
Because I think if he gets access to them and he sees how Mr. Mandelson is in there with others, right? I think, and this is just based on how he comes across to me, Dad. He sits and he goes, no, I can't do this. This is too, no, I can't do it, right? Which then means that he's made a calculated risk.
Yes.
That has backfired so bad on him, Dad. And now he's sitting here, and every time I see him in those Prime Minister's questions, it feels like, why are you laughing like that?
No, because I've seen him too.
Dad, I feel sorry for him.
Yes.
Like
yes.
Dad, talk about under pressure.
Very much, very much. But
what do you want to start with, Trump or
yeah,
Trump?
I mean, I want to finish with Trump.
Okay.
Because there's something that I thought, because I have this feeling that Vance is going to get the sack. You know, J.D. Vance, yeah?
Well, over the fact that he was rushed up first. Do you know what? People, we're not betters over here, but for those of you that like a little taste.
You see,
Go put some money on JD Vance getting relieved of his duties.
Because when he sits down, because different times of the night, well, I don't know if he can't sleep or what it is.
Who?
That's the president.
All right,
because
when he gets and he starts tweeting.
So you would have had time to review the film, you know what I mean, and see what happened and how well it went or didn't go. And when you see that they left him on the table
of sacrifice,
the
altar.
He did another gunman.
Oh wow!
I mean, while they're taking the vice president, that would be unacceptable. It is unacceptable. Even to us looking on, it's unacceptable. The man is the president.
So you were like,
everybody should first get him out.
So when you were watching it, you were like, why they left Trump?
Exactly. And he seemed very comfortable with it. I don't know if he didn't know what was going on. People were being...
So wait a minute. You think he said to the producers, all right, I understand the gist of the storyline, but don't tell me how it happens. So just let me experience it so my reactions look authentic with everybody else's.
But you get the vice president to safety, and then you think, oh, we've got somebody,
POTUS himself. Crazy.
And there you
I
go.
don't think of that.
So I think his job is in danger.
But do you think they'll let him fire him? You think they'll let him fire him?
Of course. I mean, he's not bothered with fire. Anybody who will take his thunder,
We've seen enough in the last little while to suggest that potentially there are those that brief the president, and it's not really a briefing, it's more of a like, this is what you're going to do today. Yeah. And I don't know if, and especially seeing as they've been sending Vance out to do some of these negotiations, right? Even though Iran's like, we're not coming. Man's halfway there. They're like, yeah, we're not coming. Okay, turn the plane around. He would appear to be the most, what's the word I'm looking for? Acceptable face that they would try to present to the world. Because he looks like an American presidential leader, right?
Yes. But with the president, nobody takes his glory. That he'll do anything for the glory. He will invent dancing. That is on another level. What I mean? And so he loved that. So to in such a situation, to secure the vice president instead of him is a situation. Anyhow, let's move on to our prime minister here. Yeah. Now, I think he makes some very critical mistakes.
Okay.
Yeah, and one of those is that he promised the country the world. What do you mean? When he only have a city.
Dad, I would say he can't even get his own a couple streets. Forget a city. He's struggling with the cul-de-sac over there.
So he's trying to sort of see how can he now, deliver what he promised, and he did it in such a good way because he had help from the likes of Mandelsons, the likes of the one that he sacked.
Got you.
Yeah, so they're the one who get him into number 10. They were the geniuses, the spin doctors, etc. Yeah. So of course you make promises in cases like those. Who's gonna get what, when, and how, etc., etc. And of course, Mr. Mandelson couldn't see any way in which he's gonna get back to that pinnacle of which he fell from. You know what I mean?
He fell from a mighty
height. Oh, goodness me. Incredible.
You don't really survive from them kind of falls.
No.
You're not supposed to, at least.
But somehow he was working his way through it. And of course, they found Starmer, who was a willing participant, very willing, in spite of the fact that he is a lawyer, in fact that he was the head of Crown Prosecution. Yeah. So therefore, he's a Mr. Squeaky Clean person who, is going to stand up for integrity and all of that. But for him, staying in government was more important than any integrity. You see what I mean?
Mandelson or Starmer?
Starmer, yes.
You don't think he wanted to get kicked out as Prime Minister? Like he wants to do
No,
his term?
he wants success. You see, because, here's Britain on its own, out of the EU. You see what I mean?
But they seem to be kind of, when you kind of
well,
make
well,
it...
he wants to get back in. You know what I mean? So this is where it was. So a number of issues on the agenda. And he wanted to make a name for himself. He wanted to bring something to the table to say, look,
This is what
I've done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying to you? And the person, by virtue of association, was Mandelson. You see what I mean? Because Mandelson
Mandelson.
whatever his name is.
Who is Mandelson?
So,
Dad, you call him whatever you want to call him.
of course,
You're fine,
yes.
honestly.
I mean, everybody knows who he is.
Yeah,
right?
we do.
Yes, so they were close buddies by association.
What, Starmer and Mandelson?
No, Mandelson and Trump.
Yeah. They were real
Right?
tight.
Tight.
Double fingers. Oh, Dad, I'm dying.
And if you can see my toes, well, you do.
Cross them as well. Cross it all.
So you're going to get someone like him in Trump.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Trump, it's almost like a kind of a blackmail.
It is.
Because
Mandelson can be like,
he knows what
where
they
the bodies
all,
are.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So whatever
It
he
was a
wanted,
power play gone wrong.
he saw it. Thomas saw it, that this was his trump card,
You know
literally.
what? Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
It was a way to put the American president on a leash, Dad.
Of course.
And he'd be walking Trump like a
Yes.
like a French.
And by the time they clamped down on Trump, Mandelson would have gone in there, get all the benefits, of the connect.
Because Mandelson made them pay him off when they sacked him.
Oh yes, but I mean that money you have to perhaps give back because he's on bail at the moment, isn't he?
no, Dad. He was meant to get apparently 150 grand, and they couldn't clear the 150.
No,
so they gave him 75.
But even that is questionable now because according to his friend, he lied to them. I mean, exactly.
Saying Ollie Robbins
exactly. So he defrauded the government.
But Mandelson's the type of guy that he would take the government to court.
Well, I mean, he's fighting just for his own existence. Basically. But the thing that I find is Starmer, what he did with those guys up front, it's the guys whom he truck under the bus, as it were.
Yeah.
You see, now I got to give it to Holly. He did a marvelous job. The chief.
Ollie Robbins. Yeah.
Yes, he did a marvelous job in how he
laid out the
information without incriminating himself or to break.
You see, he managed to point a finger with no index for all the thumb. When a person goes, "I'm not pointing," but they're like,
exactly.
"I'm not pointing at anybody."
But look at he did a superb job, and the wise pick it up quite quickly.
They did.
The
wise and prudent.
Yes, they did, and of course, I sort of feel that all the powers that be around this Starmer know that he's caught in a trap, and he can't. So they don't have to rush. They can play it out slowly, so that everybody get the right gist of it. You know what I mean?
So do you think it's more a matter of if rather than, or do you think it's more rather a matter of when rather than if?
Oh yes, I mean the only reason why they didn't get rid of him because the one man that would have been ready, Clay Starmer saw it coming, and that was the guy from Manchester.
Burnham.
Yep, that's why they blocked him, because he would have been the man to take over. So right now that is what the Liberal Party is struggling with, because the other person who is now up would be Rayner.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? And of course,
do you have a preference between Burnham and Rayner?
definitely Brennan.
There's something, like, I don't know Angela Rayner personally, but some of the dealings, and when I heard about the house thing, Dad, I just went, I don't know if we can trust
She's
you.
not going to live it down. You know what I mean? So Brennan would have to be the best. And let's be honest about it, he has made a pretty good job of his mayorship in Manchester.
No, he did very well. And also, I respected Andy Burnham for this. So, my football team, we're co-owned by a guy called Jim Ratcliffe. And he came out with some pro-Farage type rhetoric, Dad. Because, you know, in the last, I think it was the by-election, they did quite well, Farage's party, right?
Yes.
And Ratcliffe came out talking about some stuff, and Dad, there was a swathe of Manchester United supporters that Dad, we jumped on him like it was different. And Andy Burnham actually came out, and I respect it because Ratcliffe's big money.
Yes.
Right? And obviously we understand how people lobby for finance and blah, 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 blah. And he came out and he spoke very, very, in a balanced way, but it was also, it was powerful because you know when a person speaks with clarity and authority.
Yes.
See, there was no shouting and there was no threatening, but you're just like, don't get on the wrong side of this guy.
Yeah.
Because as palatable as he seems in public, you know he's got that kind of steeliness behind him as well. And yeah, I think you might be right. I don't think England would do bad.
So that is why I felt that he was kept out for it. And the others that are there, it's not a good time for them to come in. So they are controlled by the election. I think that once the election take place, then that's when they will make the move.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But it wouldn't be wise
to do it.
I mean, even the fool can see that it wouldn't be a good time to do it now on the eve of an election.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So I think most people are waiting for that election to pass and see how badly he's done. I mean, presently, the report in terms of all the polls that's been taken is sort of ranking among the worst.
Wow.
Yes, I mean worse than the worst. Gone even below Liz Truss.
I mean, to get below Liz Truss, you're in the mire.
Absolutely. So I think that sort of give you an idea. So yes, so he's very much in problem. I think for a lot of people, it is disappointing because the way that he spoke, who he is, people thought that he's going to bring something new, clean, and presentable, in principle. But unfortunately, ambition is just too much.
Last question. On your favourite team that you never watch, Arsenal, are they going to win the league or are they not going to win the league? Because it's getting real.
It's tight.
Tight.
I mean,
tight. Dad, it was tight a couple of weeks ago. Now it's whoosh.
I like Arsenal, of course.
Well, you support Arsenal, so I'm asking you about.
I support and don't.
Wait there, because you have just done something where Arsenal fans all over the world are going to be like, this is brilliant. For me as a Man United fan, I love it because you are epitomising everything I think about that football team. Go on, Dad, tell me.
No, you see, Arsenal, they are brilliant, but they have you on the edge of the seat constantly. I mean,
you're a man of faith.
Yes, but honestly, sometimes.
Have you got faith in them, and you ain't got faith in them?
No, of course you got faith in them. I mean, it's a faith that's keeping them going. You know what I'm saying?
So you think?
Of course.
So against Pep Guardiola's machine,
yeah.
You think Arsenal, they're going to win it or they're not going to win it?
I think they're going to win it.
Why? Give me 3 reasons why you think Arsenal
they
win it.
have consistently this year being at the top, and they're playing exceptionally well.
Dad, they're not playing exceptionally well. Dad, they're not playing exceptionally well. They are not playing exceptionally well.
What do you mean?
They're not playing exceptionally well.
Why you say that? What's their position right now?
Second.
Second.
Well, no. They went back top when they beat Newcastle 1-0 at home on Saturday.
Right.
Dad, Arsenal, Arsenal are playing functionally well at the moment. The best that they've played, right, and I mean, I'd say probably in about a good month and a half, was the game they played against Manchester City, which was not last week, the week before, right? That is the best that we have seen probably Arsenal play since, I would say, between that August to October period.
Right.
And Pep Guardiola, Dad, this guy, he can sniff it. And I worry that, like, and it's almost like, when you see people running a marathon race, right, and someone's been out in front, and then they kind of feel someone coming, and you're really trying to pull for speed, but you're tightening up that, right? Yeah. And you've got this person who's fluid and with every stride.
But with Arsenal, though, I mean, are they not in for contention? For say the Champions League.
4 trophies went to 2.
Okay, from 4
and
to 2.
You've got Atletico Madrid in the semi-final of the Champions League with either Paris Saint-Germain or Bayern Munich waiting in the final.
Yeah.
Right? With the league, you're now in a straight shootout with Manchester City. It's whoever scores the most wins.
Right.
Dad, I mean, I personally...
So, seeing that Manchester is out of it, yes?
What, United?
Yes, Manchester United is out of it. Who do you then, where's your faith going? Because...
Can I be honest?
This thing is, faith
Can I
is
be
playing
honest?
a major part.
Can I be honest? Firstly, because I am Man United, it's my job to really wish for the demise of both you and Man City. That's what I'm doing. Let me tell you what I'm doing. I'm the one that's lacing the victory cakes with arsenic and those things there, Dad. So, but as a neutral, and I was having this conversation with Fraser, actually, because he tried to because Forrest, his son, Forrest loves Arsenal, Dad. So anytime, when Man United beat them, I was on the phone sending all the time Savannah to both of them. And then Fraser, right, he goes to me, the rivalry's not the same like when we were kids, mate. Like, Man United aren't really in it anymore. And I was just like, really, Fraser? Really, Fraser? So...
Sacrilege.
Right? So that restoked my dislike for Arsenal again. Now, obviously, as a Manchester United fan, City are our rivals, but Liverpool are our bigger rivals. Okay, here's the honest truth. Manchester City, for this reason, I like Pep Guardiola more than I like Mikel Arteta.
Yeah.
And for this simple reason, I wrote a letter to Pep Guardiola at the beginning of around Christmas, just before Christmas. There was some stuff that was going on, and he responded to me.
I think I better read to
Mikel Arteta. So
he needs some support.
So that
he needs some support up there.
So because
you're the reason why they're doing so well.
And you know what? Can I be honest with you? It was the weekend they beat Liverpool.
Yeah.
And I said to him, I think Mikel would have been watching the game at the weekend, and I think he might be a little bit nervous.
Why can't you mind your own Manchester business?
He's in our city. It's my duty of care, Dad.
That's no good. That's
He's
not
in
good.
the city,
I mean,
Dad.
you have to mind your own business.
But like I
Manchester,
said, I do think
United.
I City only because I like Pep Guardiola more than Arteta. But if I'm honest, I wouldn't mind if.
Yeah, and I think I have to bring some spiritual blessing to us to
us. Are you going to pray for them?
Yeah, I think I have to do something.
All
we
right.
can't have you breaking ranks, gone over the enemy's camp.
No.
No.
Let me tell you why I sent the letter, because it was his. He'd done 1,000 games, and also I'd read something, and obviously I work very closely with you, and I see how much you inspire people, and a lot of the time, leaders sometimes are the least remembered.
True.
And so I think sometimes we forget that our leaders are human, And it's also the reason why I don't jump in with the memes and stuff about Mikel Arteta either, because I think when people remember, Arsenal were on the floor when he took over, Dad.
Of course.
Right? And now it's almost like he builds this amazing building. They're like, oh, there's a scratch in the corner. So it's like, mate, this was rubble. And you want to talk about a little bit of scratching on the Artex. So I sometimes think, and also I work for a person, Dad, who's been at the top of he's been on the pinnacle for years. And I get sheltered from so much because his shoulders is broad enough. Yeah. And I get to come in and just jump up and down and love it. And then I get to leave, right? And so I think, the reason why I step back a little bit is because I think that it's important for us to remember our leaders are humans too.
Yeah, of course.
And they just, they're just trying to get it right like everybody else.
No, I think he is good, he inspired, because, it's not easy to take something that a lot of people are giving up on and to stimulate, to really encourage and bring it to become this kind of a fighting machine, and that's really, really good. I think they only lack a bit of divine help. So
and you're going to help with that?
Of course.
But you know that I'm going to be like, Lord.
No. You must mind your own Manchester business.
You know what? If we, as long as we get Champions League tonight, then I will actually stay out of it. I won't get involved, and you can aid Arsenal in whatever way you feel to aid them. But I promise you, I think Guardiola, Dad, he's got his number. Guardiola's coming, Dad. Yeah. And if he wins that treble, he'll leave. That's why.
And he'll leave.
I think he'll leave. That's really why I sent it there. I thought 1,000 games and da. Dad, I've been around enough leaders, and I watch you very closely. You get a sense when a person's coming to the end of their cycle.
Of course.
And I think and I've watched Guardiola's career, and he's been very decisive when he's left, and he's always left at the height of what he's built.
That's right. Yeah.
And I looked at it and I went, he's done.
I just get the feeling that he needs new challenges. Sort of.
I think he needs peace. I think he needs peace. And I think because of how much, it's like you, right? You put so much into your work that sometimes people miss the fatigue it can sometimes bring.
Yeah.
Right? And for you, you'll sometimes be in a position where you'll be like, just give me 4 weeks. Just let me just recalibrate and let me sleep for a little bit and and then you're ready to go. Yeah. And I just feel for him that like he's been, Dad, this will be 10 years, right? Yeah. Relenting at the top, expectation. Because I was saying this actually to someone else, that pressure is born from expectation from the inception of hope. And when you're churning that out, Dad, and every year you've got to convince 23 people to come with you, right? And it's all on you. And there's stuff going on in your personal world.
Yes.
I just think he needs peace. And I think peace for him might be just time away from it all. And I think he might come back because he loves it. Yep. But there's a time for peace.
I agree with you. Yes, I absolutely agree with you. That's true.
Dad, I love this. And I love you.
Love you, man.
Guys, please, if you will, please subscribe to us. Follow, like, share at Bishop L.A. Williams.
Yes.
At Shean Williams World, at Yo Pops Podcast. We love having these conversations and we hope that you love listening to them. Please share them with your friends and everybody else. Until next time, from me, I'll see you later. And from the main man,
stay blessed.